In this video, we're going to look at how you can use the mobile application SYNCHRO Site to accurately track the statuses of your resources and tasks and get a clear understanding of your ongoing construction project. So in this window, I have SYNCHRO Pro open with the Gantt chart on top and two 3D views. On the right, the 3D view will show us how the project is going to be built. So as I move the focus time, we can get an idea of the sequencing of the work. And then on the left, we have the resource status colors view, which will show us the colors according to the status of each resource. So for example, here we have form, reinforce, place, and strip for concrete statuses. And if I look at the model, I can quickly tell the status of each resource, or I can click on, for example, this shear wall and know that it was reinforced on the 28th and stripped on the 30th by looking at the status history. Now we've also created some custom user fields, for example, for % complete for each resource, and these are according to a rule of credit formula. So if we go to user fields and go to % complete resource and check the formula, it says that when the status set is concrete, form will assume it's at 25%, reinforce is at 50%, place is at 75%, and strip is at 100%. And then we also have some task user fields, for example, % complete for the task, which does a weighted average of the % complete for the resources when it's an FPS task. And when the activities are separated, like reinforce, pour, and strip, then we'll make use of additional user fields such as is formed, is reinforced, or is placed to do a weighted average for those as well. And then we have some model quantities like the concrete volume, the poured volume, which for place activities is the % complete times the volume, and then the cubic yards per day. Now let's look at the mobile application SYNCHRO Site and see how we can status resources from there. So this is the iPad screen being shown at the window here. And if we zoom in, we can either click on a task to find the resource or click on a resource directly and then choose the task. Now, resource statuses are independent of task statuses. We can do both in Site, but generally resource statuses is done in Site and then task statuses are done in SYNCHRO Pro. So this wall is already stripped. I can go to another wall, for example, this one over here, and change the status to strip. And we'll see that there's one pending change here that will not go to Pro unless I hit the synchronize button. Let's status some more resources before doing that. If I go to the shear wall over there, I can click on that one and make it placed. And then I can go, for example, to these shear walls over here and hit edit all to select all at once and click on strip. And maybe that's enough for now. We can look at here the pending changes. These have not yet been transferred to Pro. And I'll move the window over here so we can see what happens. Now I'm going to deselect this in Pro so we can also have a clear idea. Now as I hit this button, the changes will go immediately to Pro, but then the iPad will try to reload the model so it's getting the latest updates from other iPads if multiple users are statusing the model. So I'll click now and you can see immediately the statuses went there. Now for calculated user fields, for example here, you see that the status changed immediately, but the calculated user fields have to be recalculated. So we can go to Home, recalculate user fields, and it updates. And then we can easily export these to Excel and generate some reports. Just go to File, Export, Microsoft Excel, and then you can do the tasks alone and then do bar charts, or the resources and then do VLOOKUP and use this for different accounting purposes or project tracking purposes. Now, the most important thing here is that resource statuses and task statuses are completely independent. They can be linked, but by nature, they're completely independent. And they can be used by different people on the project. For example, resource statuses can be used for cost tracking and accounting purposes. And then task statuses can be used for project controls and scheduling purposes.